Hello and welcome to week 2. Today I want to talk a little bit about discussions. This is the screen you get to when you first sign into your class. Make sure you read the news items. They can contain some very important information for you, like what I'm about to talk to you about today. I want to talk about discussions. Let's click on the discussion button and see what comes up. We have our general discussion area, which I know some of you, at least in Boulder County, are taking advantage of and arranging a study group. And then we have the discussion for Exam 1. Now, Chapter 1 was what we were covering in Week 1. And unfortunately, when I click on Chapter 1, we can see that we only got up to 1.4, number 24. 1.3, 1.4, up to here, and all of these problems should have been covered by everyone in the class. Some of you went out of order, but we should be going through each one in order and answering the question that's being asked. When you come back to respond to a student, well, regardless of whether you're responding or posting, you should be reading through all the posts that are there. There's a lot of information. You can see my little face there because I respond to a lot of you. I shouldn't be responding. I shouldn't be participating with each and one of you. You should be working together as pairs usually to check answers. Now I'm going to go back because this week is week 2 and we're working on Chapter 2. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving Chapter 1 open. You really need to make sure you understand this review material before you can go forward. And week 2 we will be starting with these problems, working through them in order. After you work on one, feel free to work on another, but read the problems that have already been posted to make sure that you're not duplicating somebody. Now let's go in. First thing we're going to do is start by clicking on starting a new thread. I'm just going to create a test post because I want everyone to read this. How to enter information in the discussion. So make sure again that you're going through these problems in order. Here is your toolbar. Some of you didn't know what the toolbar is. This has lots of information here, and this is just the simple toolbar. These 3 dots here show all components. If I click on that, I get more buttons that I can use. Now what you should be doing is looking at what these buttons do. These are the same buttons that you get when you use Word. And you can click on the arrows and get other options. Here for indenting, and look at all these options you get here. Here you can insert a table, and more importantly, we can paste, and this is the important stuff here. Insert symbol, insert line. But what I really want you to do is, especially if you're using the editor, the DOM editor, this button here is insert image. When I click on that, I get the option to get something from my computer and upload it. So you have filed something there. What I'm doing is clicking on this so that I can now look at my computer and see what I have there. And here's the dialing in worksheet that I already entered for you. I'm going to find another file that I've already entered, like these buttons. So what I want to enter is a picture of the equation editor button. So I've clicked on it. I click on open, and now that is uploading to my discussion. When I add it, I have to give it a name too. I'm just going to call it a test button. And there it is. There's the picture that I've just added and put right in my discussion. Now when I post this discussion, it then goes in there. Now something else that you should need to see is clicking on the More button so you can read the whole thing, and then responding to a particular post. So I don't want to start a new thread, but I might want to respond to this post. And unfortunately now I can't even see it. There we go. So there is a copy of the picture the name of the file that I've just inserted within my discussion. And try that. Try inserting right in the discussion so other people don't have to go out and look at the attachment. Also, I want to look at another one, and this is an important button right here. It's a Greek letter sigma, stands for summation, and when you click on that you have different editors right here in the discussion that you can use. So I'm going to click on this one. That was the picture that I just showed you before. And when I click on that, I get all these options of things to post. So if I want to post a fraction, I click on the fraction button, and then I enter the numbers that I want to put in there. I can then use symbols. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. See, things happen and not always what you plan. You see where my cursor is? It's right next to the 2. I didn't want to put the division symbol next to the 2. I wanted to put it next to the fraction. So if I click next to it, you can see where that line is now showing. And now when I click the division symbol, there it comes out next to the fraction. I want to put another fraction there. And this time I want a number there, but I want this number raised to an exponent. Well, right in there, I'll click on that, and look what I get here. 3 squared. And I'll put a number here, 7, and click my cursor next to it, and on my keyboard I have an equal symbol, and I'm just going to put a letter there just to show you what it looks like. So now when I insert this, it comes up looking like this, but if I want to see what it really looks like, click on these buttons here. I've got a spell check, and I'm not even sure what that one is. That one is a preview button, so if I click on that, that will show me what I've just posted or put into my discussion. And this one gives you a full screen so you can see the whole page of what you've done. And to get out of that, you click on it again. Now I haven't entered a subject. When you are entering a subject, either enter the problem you are posting or post the name of the person that you're writing to. So this post is for the class to look at as an example. And I'm going to also write here, I'm putting my cursor here and hitting enter so I can write some text here, which I want to say is, please look at the week 2 announcement and video. And this post will become clear. I'm posting that. And when I come back into my Chapter 2 discussion, there are now 2 threads there. I'm going to back up so we can look at it. If you'll see here, these 2 posts that I just made are listed here. If you have any questions, let me know. The deadline for week 1 was last night, Sunday. And today, you're starting on Chapter 2, and you have until Sunday to get everything completed. But in the discussion, you should be posting by Wednesday, at least, which means get started today. If you wait until Sunday for your second or later posts, it's unlikely that you're going to get a response. But again, I'm leaving Chapter 1 open. It's going to be open so that you can still work on these problems. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks, and welcome again to week 2. Today is the last day to drop for no attendance, so if you know anyone who is in the class who has not yet participated, or if you have not yet done an assignment in my math lab, beware that you may be dropped. Even if you signed into my math lab, you have to complete at least one assignment in order not to be dropped. Looking forward to working with you.